Hello everybody, welcome back to another video on the channel of Mr. Balloons, and today we're doing Game Week 11 of the Barclays Premier League. And we're going to start off on the 5th of November, on a Friday, Southampton home against Aston Villa. I'm going to predict 2-1 to Aston Villa. Now, yes, Aston Villa being on quite poor form. Past 4 games, they have lost all of them. Then they got battered against West Ham 4-1. They did have a red card, penalty, goal scoring chance, but really Buendia assisting Ollie Watkins for the only goal in that game. They didn't play the best, they haven't done, but I think this game they'll be able to get back on. It'll be a very close game, but I believe they'll be able to get that edging goal, because I think they are better than Southampton, and they're going to be so determined, especially after their poor form, and they'll be back on it. Southampton winning against Watford is absolutely amazing. It's going to be a very close game. Could easily be a draw. But I think Aston Villa got this in the bag. Moving on, 6th of November. A new day. Manchester United versus City. The Manchester Derby. 0-0. Now, yes, Manchester United did lose 5-0 against Liverpool. But they just won comfortably against Spurs. Yes, Spurs ain't the top 4 clubs. They're not really in that top 4 section. At the moment, Manchester United don't look like they're going to be in top 4. But after 3-0 winning at Spurs, I think that's going to be boosting them forward. And I think they'll be able to get a draw. But I think Man City are going to hog the possession for the whole game. Both of them are going to get a good amount of shots, but I think Man City, after a 2-0 loss against Crystal Palace, yes, they got the red card with Eric Laporte halfway through the game, but they have to be improving. They got all the possession, they're going to dominate possession, but I don't think neither of the teams are going to score, especially after poor form for Man United and the bad last game for Man City. I think it's going to be 0-0. Now, let's move on. Chelsea home against Burnley, 3-0 to Chelsea. Chelsea absolute battered Newcastle United. Yeah, it was 0-0 at half time. I was thinking, go on Newcastle, you can do it, but no, Chelsea are too good. Burnley last game actually surprised me, managed to win 3-1 home against Brentford. I haven't seen the highlights or any of the stats, so I have no clue about them. But just looks like a good result, especially 3-1. I actually predicted 3-1 to Brentford, but it was actually 3-1 to Burnley. But yeah, they did very well, but I don't think they'll be able to get anything against Chelsea. Moving on, Crystal Palace are home against Wolverhampton Wanderers 1-1. Now, Wolves did get a good win against Everton, even with Everton's poor form recently. I did predict that as well. I seem to always predict their results pretty much bang on. Not quite bang on, but pretty much. But Crystal Palace did have a good win against Manchester City 2-0. You know, Wilfred Zaha and Gallagher getting the goals. They had a decent amount of chances. Obviously not the possession, but they're looking like a good team, good transfer window. They've got a solid team, definitely not going down. I'll be very shocked if they finish in the bottom 3. But they're on good form, especially after that 2-0 win. Wolves are on very good form, so I think both of them are going to draw. Moving on, Brentford home against Norwich City. I'm going to go for a shocking 1-0 Norwich City win. It's been 10 games. The start of the season is over. Coming near the middle. Well, not really the middle, but first 10 games are over. But they nearly managed to get a draw against Leeds, which is very good. Obviously, despite the 7-0 loss against Chelsea, that was actually really good against Leeds. And plus, they did manage to get a 0 draw against Burnley and a 0 draw against Brighton, which is very impressive for their standards. I think they're going to have to win sometime. They're going to win against Brentford. Brentford have lost their last game against Burnley. Brentford are going to fall. They've also lost their last 3 games. I don't think Brentford are going to go down. But I just think Norwich are going to have to win some point. I don't know any of their players, but there we go. I believe they're going to win. Moving on, Brighton and Hove Albion are home against Newcastle United. I'm going to say 2-1 to Brighton. Now, in past history, Newcastle United have lost 3-0 in the past 2 games. But I think it's going to be a bit more tight, but I still think Brighton have got it in the bag easy. It will either be a 0-0 boring draw where Brighton dominate, or a 2-1 easy win for Brighton. But Brighton obviously getting the comeback against Liverpool, which is very good. 2-2 draw. Obviously didn't do very good against Manchester City with a 4-1 loss, but, you know, they can't always do good. But that was good against Liverpool. They've played well, you know, throughout the season, doing pretty well. So I can't see them messing up against Newcastle, who are 19th position. Moving on the 7th of November, Everton facing Tottenham Hotspur, and I'm going to say 1-1. Now, Spurs did lose 3-0 against Man United with no shots on target, which was absolutely appalling. The only thing they had was 59% possession. You know, they haven't played well recently. Don't see them doing much at the moment. I think they will be able to finish top 6, but if they keep this up, they're not gonna. But I think they will. I think they'll kick in, and surely they can at least get a point away against Everton. Everton also on poor form, but I think it's going to be a good stepping stone for both of them to finally get a point and then get back on track of where they are. Moving on, Leeds United home against Leicester City, 3-1 to Leicester City. Now, Leeds United getting a win against Norwich, their second win of the whole season, was very good. I think they're definitely going to stay up. I still think they'll be able to finish in 10th. But only 2-1 against Norwich City. That ain't the greatest. Norwich could have easily got a point. It was quite a close game. Haven't seen any of their highlights again. Haven't really seen many of the highlights this week. But it was scary for Leeds. I thought they weren't even going to get 3 points against Norwich, which is not what you want to get. But Leicester are too good. Yes, they lost 2-0 to Arsenal. Arsenal are doing very good at the moment, but let's not talk about them. Leicester did have lots of shots. 16 shots to Arsenal's 9, and they had possession, but obviously they can't take their chances. Leeds United, quite poor form recently. Can't see them winning this game at all, in my opinion. Sorry, Leeds United, but 3-1. Moving on, Arsenal home against Watford, 1-0 to Arsenal. I think it's going to be a pretty comfortable game, but I don't think they're going to score much. Obviously, last game, Ramsdale did pretty well to keep 0 goals going in with Leicester City. Obviously, Leicester had a hatful of shots, but he managed to keep them. Well done, Aaron Ramsdale, whatever his first name is. I don't know if it is. Watford lost 1-0 against Southampton. That's not very good. I don't see them winning against Arsenal either. Let's move on. West Ham United home against Liverpool. I'm going to say 2-1 win to Liverpool. Now, West Ham obviously getting a 4-1 win against Aston Villa. And they also recently beat Spurs 1-0. They're doing very good form. Very good form. They're one of the new top 6 teams, most probably. Do I think they'll get it this year? They might be able to get top 10, but I don't think they'll get top 6. Liverpool are much more experienced. You know, obviously getting the 2-2 draw against Brighton. Haven't lost the game. I think there's going to be quite a close game, but I think Liverpool have got a bit more experience in that top half of the table. But that will end our video. Hopefully you can like and subscribe, and always remember to turn on notifications, never miss one of my fantastic YouTube videos. I will see you next time. Goodbye.